We have 8 separate videos. We're looking at David Ortiz, and we're going to be focusing on differences between slide step and a leg lift. We're going to look at it between different pitches. We've got timer set up. Really excited about this content today, so hopefully you guys will get a lot from this. So we'll get right to it. First one, we've got fastball. So you got the timers up here. So pitcher, I believe, is Quintana. 93, 94 mile an hour fastball, pretty sharp breaking ball. And we've got obviously David Ortiz up. So we're going timers initiating in this first video on the leg lift. We've got on an initial pitcher move, I should say. We've got a leg lift on the left and a slide step on the right. So when we start this video, we see the timer going. Slide step on the right is obviously going to be a lot quicker. We could go maybe one more frame on that timer, but we're going to go right around 1 second, 1.0, which is really, really fast for a pitcher. On the other side, we've got 1.2, a little more reasonable, still giving the catcher a chance. So I'm just going to play this a couple times. It visually it's not appealing visually. I feel like it's not comfortable to watch. Ortiz with his loading pattern here. He's getting started at different times because the release point is happening at a different time. So this is where we can start to really dig into what is he doing, when is he doing it, which brings us to the next video. So this video, same 2 clips, but it's synced up to the release of the pitch. So pitch release. The initial move was made. I start on this side so we get a full picture of how much time he had to get ready for the pitch on the leg lift. So again, he's got 1.2 seconds to move and gather on this side. And we know on the slide step he's only got 1.03 seconds. He's getting to the same exact position despite the different leg lifts and strides for the pitcher. If you just kind of look at the background, what I like to do is I'll generally look in like this area where the timer is and use your peripheral vision to see both clips of Ortiz. So if you stare at the timer, and you can really see the bat's tipping out, the leg is lifting, his hands are coming down, everything's settling at the same time. That gather move is happening at the same time, right into pitch release, and he's getting his full sequence going. And these are both 93 mile an hour fastballs. So total amount of time he's got is between 1.6 seconds on the right. It's going to be a little less than that. It's going to be 1.4 because he's about 0.2 of a second slower, or 0.2 of a second quicker on the slide step. But a cool visual. Again, if you stare in just this general area, you can really see how he's getting himself ready at the same time. Just for fun, we're going to flip it around, look at him righty, because I know we've got some righties in the house. Again, same action. So this is one of the most requested videos I get, obviously because a lot of people had interest in Donaldson's season last year, and he's obviously got pretty big actions with his swing, so how does he do it? And we'll be doing more of these clips, these type of videos, so we can look at different guys, but I think it's important to do one at a time so we can look at the detail here. And again, watch how the barrel's flattening, the lead arm's working up, hips are opening. Literally everything's firing at the same time, or in the same sequence, I should say, regardless of the high leg lift or slide step. So this one is another cool clip. I had to find a different game, but again, this one is slide step versus leg lift, breaking ball edition. I'm going to move this timer out of the way real quick. I'll move it down here. So if we just watch this video, again, it's got that harsh visual of not being together. It's just, for me, it's unpleasant to look at. He's obviously getting his leg lift a lot sooner. And if we go again based on initial movement by the pitcher, in this clip, we're going to look for his foot to start moving. So his front foot's picking up about 7/10 of a second in. On this side, picking up around, we'll say 8/10 of a second. So there's a variation of about 1/10 of a second here. If we go peak of leg lift, 1 second. Peak of leg lift, 1.26 seconds. So there's variation. This is where you need to really pay attention to what the pitcher's doing. If you know a guy slide steps and you know he's got some different stuff going on, we need to be able to make adjustments. The point of this is that he's doing everything in sync to release point. So let's look at these clips synced up to release. And again, we're going to see the same stuff to release point. This is obviously the timing of his moves on the left and the right are different because I've synced it up to release point. But we're going to see the same thing. That same hands lowering, leg lifting, everything is getting ready for release at the same time. Once again, we'll flip it for the righties. Move this out of the way. We can see that same action. So we know it's slide step here. We know it's big leg lift on this side. And he's still getting himself ready for release point. You need to get ready to see the ball as a hitter. You need to get ready to let your eyes work. If you don't know what pitch is coming, you don't know when you're supposed to swing. You don't know where you're supposed to swing. You don't know if you're supposed to get out of the way because the pitch is coming at your head. We need to gather and get ready on time, and on time means getting ourselves to a position where we can see the pitch. And I even hate using the word position there, but I just want to highlight here, look where he's at as the ball is being released. His leg lift, a lot of people talk about get your foot down early. They want the foot down when the ball's released. He's getting his leg to its highest point. He's dropping hands to their lowest point as the ball's being released. This is movement. This is loading movement. Next we have, I got 2 timers in here. We have most amount of time and least amount of time. So I'll just play this real quick. We've got fastball, slide step on the left, leg lift, breaking ball on the right. Again, this is synced up to initial pitcher move. So we've got, did it sync up correctly? It's close enough. You guys get the point. We've got a later start with the slide step. So the pitcher is starting later. Is this synced to release? Maybe this is release. No, what is this synced up to? This one didn't sync properly. But again, I think you guys will understand. So he's starting later on the left. And he's releasing the ball sooner. We see where he's gotten his body to. He's starting earlier on the right, and he's getting to a hitting position later on the right. So this is the most extreme example. This is fastball, slide step, breaking ball, leg lift, mouthful. Hopefully, I don't know why that didn't sync properly, but again, I think you guys will get the point of this. How about just in the big picture of things, the timing of how much sooner his barrel's going back on this side when we know he started later as the pitcher versus the pitcher started a lot earlier in this clip and he's making the barrel work back later. Just big picture timing stuff. This one is we're going to leg lift. So I started doing some different stuff here. This one's going to be synced up to pitch release. This is, again, the most time and the least amount of time. And we've got, again, the slide step, leg lift for the pitcher. And we're looking at the timing. Just all this line represents is the peak of his leg lift. And he's still getting there at the same time for very different timing windows from the pitcher. And this is, again, this is all I'm trying to show is that he's getting himself ready to see the pitch the same despite, we're talking 2 tenths of a second, 4/10 of a second difference in what the pitcher's doing, maybe even more than that. And again, this is what we need to be working on deck. This is what we need to be working on in batting practice. These are very important things because the pitcher's job is to disrupt your timing. If you can consistently put yourself on time for pitch release and seeing the pitch, you're giving yourself the best chance to be on time. It's critical stuff. One more clip. What does this one sing to? I'm going to show you the title of this. I've got up top, Ortiz, breaking ball, slide step versus leg lift release. So it's sink to release, lift versus no lift. All right. So this is what I want to show with this one. For whatever reason, Ortiz did not do a leg lift on this pitch. He did like a pretty much a no stride. I'll loop it a couple times. So if you look on the left, obviously he's got that big leg lift, classic Ortiz. On the right, just a little pick it up and put it down thing. Very different stuff. We've got slide step versus leg lift. With this one, I just wanted to show the timing of it, that it's different. We got some different stuff going on. In this one, we're going to look at the timing synced up to release of when his hands are bottoming out, because now we've seen that he can get his leg lift to the same point at the same time. Now he changed his lower body, so we're looking at his upper body, and the barrel tip, the hand action is bottoming out roughly the same amount of time. Again, we know we got one slide step, one leg lift. So again, different timing from the pitcher, different leg lift for himself, and he's still getting himself ready to hit with the hands, with the barrel, preparing to respond to the pitch. I love the word respond to the pitch because we have to get ready to see the ball and put ourselves in a position to react and respond to the timing of the pitch. So with him, he's got his barrel, his vertical, his hands are down, and from this point, he can respond and react. That's our video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions. We'll get more content to you soon. Thank you.